Hi guys, it's Micah. Today I'm back with Carlijn Design and I called my card Quack 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 Quack. I don't remember. Quack Quack Quack. That's because I use those three. And I use Carlijn Design waterpraatjes, which has these bubbles and die set, and the in the water, in het water stempel set, or stamp set. And the bubbles, they are attached when you get them, so I dye them like that first, or die cut them like that first, but then they come apart. So you get the outer line, you get the stitched inner part, and like a shadow outer rim if you want as well, but I'm just using the innards with the stitched detail because I'm going to use some ducks from CC Design in the April and May stamp set, and then it's like they're talking to you, quack quack quack. And because I have no idea what that means, and neither would you, there's a translation included. As you can see through the stamp if you inked it up well, and they're new stamps, so I do wipe them off a little bit before, but probably a bit stingy on the stamp cleaner. So where I saw it didn't ink it up, even if I looked at it, there's a hole. So I use my Memento marker just to fill it in, and I'm looking at what can I use as my translation. But I put these aside so they can dry. Very important with VersaFine, I guess. And I'm using a landscape size card, which is a top folding, because I just like those. You don't have to, of course, you can use whatever you want. And here I use this, I think it's a 1-inch strip of tape, and I thought it was too much. I didn't like it, so I was looking at it and thought, no, I'm not using that. So I pulled out a little bit narrower, and I guess it doesn't even make much difference, but in my head it does. And I'm also masking off just a tiny little bit more there because I want a bit more room for water. And first I'm going to do the grass and the sky behind the lake or pond. I think it's a pond because it has those weeds, but whatever you fancy. It doesn't really matter. I'm using oxides. Distress oxides are cracked pistachio, tumbled glass for hair, and then mermaid lagoon for the water. And I do test my blenders because I used them yesterday at a crop, and this one got destroyed. So it's coming off the Velcro as well, so I have to change it later on, but I was trying to persevere here and it just doesn't work as well. So don't do that. Just, you know, change it. It is really, yeah, like double sentiment, because once they are nice and conditioned they start to blend very well, and then they fall apart on you. That's, yeah, makes me sad. So yeah, I'm changing it, and it's not new, but I don't know what I used that for, but fine. And then yeah, I'm just putting some ink blending, and because it's a background, I wanted it to be a little bit fuzzy, so no harsh lines where the grass and the sky meet. It helps it to push it to the background, so you know your eyes have a bit easier. Later on you will see why that's necessary. See, there's my reed. The reed is from Clearly Besotted, the fluffy flamingo. And as I said, the ducks, I already had them in my stash. You might have seen them in my finishing my PhD series, and I kept them aside. But I had one that's uncolored of each, the reeds and the ducky, so I can color them on camera. And I didn't show you all of it because it's pretty much the same, so there's really no point. So for the water, I'm using a bit more of a heavier hand because I do want a bit of a distinction between the water and the land, I guess. Also, because later I'm using the sentiment that says translation, will you come swimming with us? Or will you come swimming, actually. And so, you know, water is important. Yep. Does that make sense? It does in my head, so when I say it out loud, I think, okay. Yes, well, there's my landscape. See, now I'm going to tuck in the ducks. And just because I had all these ducks, I used 3 of them, so I could use 3 words. Quack, 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 quack. They tend to chat a lot, those ducks in my pond. And for coloring, I'm just using tri-blends. I think I used normal Distress Noir markers on the other ones because the colors are slightly different, but it really doesn't matter whichever markers you have. You can use those, of course. And I will just turn on the music and let you enjoy the coloring. I will see you later. On camera I only colored 1 duck and 1 piece of reed, but I used the same colors and the same method on all of them, so I thought that was clear enough. And I'm just looking at what sentiment I want to use as my translation, and I do put in my grid to make sure it's all straight, but that's not how it ends up. I don't know why, and I did opt to do them one by one. Because you could put them all together, but I wanted to see if they were straight, and they weren't, so I could adjust them all in one go. But yeah, it's a user error. I can't see it, even if I look at the grid. Somehow I can't get them straight. So and first I wanted them on the side, but then I thought, no, I'm going to put it in the middle. And it just says translation, are you coming to swim? So I'm counting if it is in the middle. And I'm using the grid to line it up, and somehow, yeah, I don't know. Actually, the vertaling, this one that has a line on it, that is straight, because it lines up in my grid perfectly. But yeah, as I said, I'm just not very good at it. I don't know. It's either it's my camera, it's in my way, or my eyes are just failing me. I have my normal glasses on, then my reading glasses. But when I get too close, it gets out of focus again, so I can't see. And when I get further away, it's small. So I'm useless. So yeah. Anyway, don't mind that. It's still a fun card, and it, you know, because I did the quack 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 on the bubbles, also on the tilt, I think it doesn't really matter. Of course, I would have liked it to be straight, but I didn't want to be straight, so you know, you have to work with it. So when I have the what's it called, question mark, I just put it on a really strange angle just to emphasize the zwemmen. This is swimming is really on the tilt, and this is really tiny, and I didn't want to get straight. So what I do is I just stick it to my acetate and then pick it up. So it makes it more whimsical, and it looks more intentional. It wasn't, but don't tell anyone. And I used the Versamagic Clear Nocturne ink, of course. And for the scene, I'm mounting some reed with foam tape and some just flush. And same for the ducks. You don't have to use the 3 reeds, of course, but I had them in my stash and I had 3 ducks, so why not? You have to use up your stash. And I wanted to tuck some of the ducks behind the reed or next to the reed. I wasn't sure yet, but I'll show you. This one is mounted with foam, and this one will just be mounted flush, and then flush. But then that looks strange, you know. Duck, weed, duck, weed, duck, weed, duck, weed. Nah. So I'm starting with this one in the middle, and then the little duck. Because the leaves would be in front of his face, I made sure that his eyes are not covered by the leaves, because I think that looks weird. Somehow it's better if both of his eyes peek out. And that might be personal preference, but I tried it. You might want to try that with your animals, and if you cover one of their eyes, it just looks wrong. In my opinion, anyway. So you can do whatever you want. And see, I just found little small bits of foam tape just to support it. It is on the Crafters Companion Nina paper. That's 120 pounds, I believe. So that's strong. You don't need a lot, but it has some bits of sticking. Bits that are sticking out, so you know they're quite delicate. Yeah, just sewing it. Fluffy Flamingos and CC Design, April May Showers, and then Carlijn Design. I don't remember. No. In het water, stempelset en waterpraatjes. See, then the one in umbrella will go in the middle. And I think the reed that is not like in the order that I just mentioned, like reed, duck, reed, duck, reed, duck, that looks just weird, and now it looks more organic. And you don't have to put 3 and 3 in there, of course. Use whatever you have. You could put 1 bead in and then tuck them on either side, or put them all in the middle and make one big reed bed, but yeah, I didn't. So, so this is the bubbles. I'm just using some tape runners, and that's the card finished. So I would like to thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you again on Thursday. Bye.